Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 63-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com and select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And then select the coverage amount you want. And then fill in your birthday, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. And that will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies that have the best rates. And that will help you avoid two things. That's going to help you avoid those plans out there that you see advertised on TV or magazines or junk mail that have those teaser rates, those really low rates that seem too good to be true. And then when you call them up, you find that they are too good to be true. And then they try upselling you into more expensive and more profitable coverage, more profitable for them. The other thing it will help you do is avoid those plans that have 2-year waiting periods, where if you die in the first 2 years for any health or medical reason, they're not going to pay out any insurance death benefit. And a lot of times those plans are up to 200% more expensive. So you can also call us at 888-862-9456. And one of our agents can help you understand what you qualify for and what the best rates will be for you. Now, one thing, every 63-year-old male should ask themselves is $10,000 going to be enough for my final expense needs? Now, typically, final expense needs are going to be either cremation or burial. So let's start with cremation. The average cost of cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony attached in addition to the cremation, then that's probably going to be somewhere between $3,500 to $4,500. So coverage-wise, for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now, you might be going, well, hold on, Randy, you're recommending $5,000 coverage and the cremation costs $2,000. Yep, you're 63 years old and you probably want to make it to 74 and possibly to 84, all right? 63, 73, 83, 84, whatever. Pick a number. You probably want to live longer, right? And we know that things are going to be more expensive in the future due to inflation. So what we do is we recommend building in a little bit of extra coverage so that, you don't have to come back and revisit this again and you lock in your lowest rates right now. But basically just try to inflation-proof your plan. So once you have this, you never have to worry about it. And then God forbid, if you did die a little sooner, something came out of the blue, there might be a little bit extra money just to take care of some other final expenses, medical bills or something like that. So it's kind of win-win. Now, if you're going to have that cremation and ceremony, most people would get between $7,000 to $10,000. Again, build in some extra money for inflation. But if you died sooner, there's some extra money. So if you're going to get buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, chances are they're going to take care of it. But it's going to be a fairly simple funeral. I can assure you of that. But it's hard to imagine they would say, no, we don't want your $10,000, make you walk out the door and, walk 2 blocks down the road to their competitor and let them take the money. Just understand it's not going to be fancy funeral or anything like so. If you're looking for $10,000, yeah, that's okay. But most of the 63-year-old males we help would kind of look anywhere between, depending on their situation and their budget, between $10,000, maybe $15,000, maybe up to $20,000. But, kind of that $10,000 to $15,000 seems to kind of be the sweet spot because we can always add more coverage later. Now, every once in a while, somebody will say, hey, I want to get like $30,000 because I want to leave money behind for my kids. And, we can help with that, but we really think this insurance is probably just best used on final expense insurance. And I guess that just comes from years and years of helping people that are on fixed or limited incomes. We just really want to find something that fits your budget that's not going to be an issue in the future because you don't want to drop your plan in the future. You just will have wasted your money then. But yeah, so yeah, just, instead of getting that extra money that extra insurance money to give to your kids after you're dead, just spend that extra money that you would have spent in premiums on them while they're alive. And they'll have those memories and you'll have those memories and you'll still be able to affordably make sure that your final expenses are covered. Now, one thing we always recommend is first aid coverage or benefits. And that's really important. We do not recommend the 2-year waiting period plans. I'll get into that in a moment. But first aid coverage means, hypothetically, if your policy were issued and approved today and went in force today, and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $10,000. It's the best coverage. It's also going to be the lowest pricing. Now, a lot of times people would say, Randy, I really like that first aid coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health is not your concern. It's our concern, at least when it comes to this insurance. And that's why we work with so many different insurance companies, because they all ask different health questions and they all have different underwriting. And right now we're getting about 95% of the people we help, we're getting approved for first aid coverage or benefits. So yeah, we really recommend going that way. The only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first aid coverage or benefits is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you were on dialysis or in a hospital or in a nursing home or something like that. If that were the case, we'd typically recommend refer you to a different insurance company. What also seems to happen at least once a week is somebody will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money and their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get this money from the insurance company and pay the funeral home director. And we have to let them know there is no insurance company in the United States right now that's going to issue a policy on a dead person. That's not the way this insurance works. You actually have to be alive to qualify for it. And it's really sad that it's just really so sad that, the person who passed away didn't take care of this and left this burden for their loved ones. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably thought about getting this insurance at some point in the past, and they just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And then they just done went and died, and now the family has to pay for it. And typically what ends up happening is the families are going to have to put this on credit cards. And they're going to have to pay 26% interest, and they're going to be paying on this years and years and years. And what a terrible thing to do to your loved ones. What a terrible legacy to leave behind. And every time your name comes up, they're probably going to think of, all the good times they had. And then that last time, was a bad time when you didn't take care of this and you plunged them into debt to take care of something that they should have never had to take care of. So yeah, don't do that. Don't have that legacy. Take care of this. If you need to start small, we can always help you do that and then add more coverage later. Now, one thing we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. And Colonial Penn is a fairly well-known company. I think it's just because they advertise a lot on TV and magazines and stuff. And it seems like they're advertising on TV. Those commercials are on like every 7 minutes. It seems that way anyway. But yeah, Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Ick, right? You probably didn't know that. Ick, yeah. And they're not the only company. There's other companies out there. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha product, AIG, Gerber. There's just a host of different insurance companies out there that offer these plans. And, some of these companies have done a really great job of convincing the American public that, once you get over age 50, the only thing you qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first aid coverage all day long. Now, our 63-year-old male is probably watching that Colonial Penn commercial and thinking, it sounds so good. I'm probably going to be able to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 worth of coverage for only $9.95. And then they actually check with an agent at Colonial Penn, or they go online and check out their website like we're doing for you here. And they see that for a male age 63, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95, is only going to pay out $1,000. Now, $1,000, I'm not even sure that's going to be enough in most part of the countries to cover the cost of a cremation. But it doesn't matter, because this plan's got a 2-year waiting period on top of that. And it's not going to pay out for the next 2 years if you die of any health or medical issue. Yikes. So you're starting so far behind on a policy like this. Why would you even Why would you even do it? Now, some people would say that companies that offer these low teaser rates, don't actually want to sell you that low price plan. They actually just want to use that to get your information, your phone number and your contact info, and then get in touch with you and then show you how minuscule the coverage is and then upsell you to a more significant amount of coverage, which is going to be more profitable to them. Now, we would never say anything like that about Colonial Penn, but some people are concerned about that. And I guess you'd have to kind of formulate that opinion on yourself based off of $9.95 only buying $10,000 worth of coverage. But let's find out what $10,000 is going to be. Colonial Penn sells by unit. This one's pretty straightforward. 10 units is going to be $10,000. It doesn't always work out that way. A lot of Colonial Penn, you cannot get an even coverage amount. A lot of times it would be like $10,013 or $10,174. This one just happens to be $10,000, but it's also right around $100 a month, just rounding numbers up here. So is that a good deal? Well, let's go find out. Let's go see what first day coverage would be. So we've got 10,000 here, male, age 63 right here. Get quote. Let's go back and look. Again, this is 10 grand for basically $100. Look at what we can do here. We can do 10 grand for $48.68. Let me take back up and show this. 10 grand right there. Yeah, $48.68. So yeah, I mean, Colonial Penn in this case is almost 200% higher. Yeah. So why would you ever buy a plan that's going to overcharge you roughly $50 a month for the rest of your life and sock you with a 2-year waiting period? Why would you ever do that? Maybe because they're marketing? Interesting. But think about it. If you're overpaying $50 a month times 12 months, that's $600 a year. And if our 63-year-old lives to 73, he will have overpaid right around $6,000. Why would you ever overpay an insurance company $6,000? That's on top of premiums too. Yikes. Why would you ever do that when you can get first day coverage for half price? That's what this level means, first day coverage. Yeah. So yeah, just be a smart consumer. If you're not a smart consumer, let us help you be a smart consumer. We just hate seeing people waste money. Yikes. Let's look at some other companies here. And you'll be able to see all these different companies. Let's kind of maybe find one other one to show you here. Oh yeah, like here's Lincoln Heritage. So they're a fine company, I guess. But I mean, ouch, look at that pricing. Yikes. Yeah, almost $15 more a month. It is level coverage, so that's good. But yeah, it's like $15 more a month. It may not seem like much, but that adds up. But yeah, Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes and like get you the best pricing. And then, they may do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. No, they charge a premium for that. And you're going to pay for that for the rest of your life. So, I mean, this is right around $65, actually rounded up to 66, but so roughly I'm going to just say it's 15. It looks like it's more like around $17, $18, but $15 is a year math times 12. That's $180 a year. After 10 years, that would be an initial $1,800. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is right around $2,000 more a year to go with Lincoln Heritage. So you got to ask yourself, do you think it's worth paying an insurance company $2,000? And this is just after 10 years. It's going to be $4,000 after 20 years, but $2,000, paying them $2,000 to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple of other things that may only take an hour or so. A lot of people would say, that's a pretty good payday, around $2,000 an hour. Yikes. So we don't recommend that at all. We recommend going with the better pricing. And then what we do is at Funeral Funds of America is we offer a free funeral and estate planning guide. And you can actually just download that off our website, print it out, and then complete it, fill it out. And you just write down who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And you keep it with your insurance policy. And when you pass away, your family members have all the stuff that they need to be able to take care of your final wishes. And it's going to give them such peace of mind knowing that they're going to do everything exactly the way that you wanted and that you listed that all out. And what a wonderful legacy for you to leave behind. They will know that you love them so much, and you not only love them in life, but you love them in death, exactly at a time where they would actually need you the most, even though you're not here. So what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So just go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you can get the lowest pricing and the most discounts on that quarter special for you. And you can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you. But, you know, if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal or to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for brand new coverage or just want some help understanding what might be appropriate or what you'd qualify for, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to getting you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. And we will be blessed to help you with this in the future. But until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.